But the top focus remains on the latest from that monumental human tragedy in Odisha. The CBI will now probe into the cause of that three-train collision, and the Railways has filed an FIR stating a case of death due to negligence. Preliminary findings seem to suggest the electronic interlocking system could be at the root cause of that incident, according to officials, and the Railways is now conducting a nationwide safety drive. The official death toll was revised to 275. The toll was reported higher earlier, and that was because some cases were double counted, according to railway officials. In many of these cases, families are still searching for survivors in hospitals. All those developments taking place today. Joining us now live from Balasore is Saurabh Gupta, who's been tracking every detail of this enormous tragedy over the last 3 days, as well as Arvind Gunasekaran in Delhi, who tracks both the CBI as well as the opposition parties. Saurabh, first give us a status update there in Balasore in terms of families and in terms of relief for them, in terms of meeting their relatives, finding the victims, etc. What is being done at the site right now?
Well, the site is of course normal, with trains plying on this very important Chennai-Kolkata railway route. This is a major rail route and it had been blocked after that accident, but 51 hours of continuous work by the railway staff has led to train services resuming on the route. So the railways practically aiming to get back at normalcy as far as the railway service is continued. But there is a lack of normalcy beyond that, in the sense that there are families who are still to identify their loved ones. There's families who are still to get their loved ones' mortal remains back. They are also yet to conduct last rites. For example, this morning I met someone who performed the last rites of his wife yesterday. He had to identify her at a morgue. He said, I looked through over 150 to 200 bodies to finally identify her, and it was a traumatic moment. But he's back today at the site, at other places, trying to locate his missing daughter, who was also traveling with his wife. So that's the kind of human tragedy we are looking at, really. The human beings, the faces of this tragedy, who perhaps will take a lot more time to return to normalcy. On the other hand, the CBI, of course, like you said, is going to be probing the matter. And this is, of course, with that development that the railway minister had announced yesterday, that the railway board had recommended the CBI probe.
Right, Saurabh, in a bit we will play that report that you sent us in terms of the human element there, of families searching for survivors as well as bodies there in Balasore. Meanwhile, the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge hit out at the government in a strongly worded letter to the Prime Minister. Mr. Kharge argued, and this is on the appointment of CBI to probe into the case, the CBI is meant to probe crimes, not railway accidents. And pointing to the shortage of staff and equipment, Mr. Kharge also said the CBI can't fix technical, political or institutional failures. 3 lakh posts vacant in Indian Railways, he pointed out in that letter. Why were the red flags ignored earlier, he asked as well in that letter. Arvind Gunasekaran, who tracks both the CBI and the Congress, is also with us. Arvind, take us through what exactly the implications are of having the CBI probe into this enormous tragedy there in Odisha.
Veera, the Odisha Railway Police GRP has registered an FIR based on a complaint from the railway official in connection with this particular case, and the Odisha State Railway Police has invoked almost 7 sections, and if you could read the FIR which we have exclusively accessed, almost of the 7 sections, 4 are from Indian Penal Code and 3 are from Railways Act. And of all these 4 IPC sections, that mainly deals with Negligence Act. So that's where the prima facie point of this particular FIR that has been registered by Odisha State Police seems to be that there was a kind of a negligence that resulted in the loss of lives, and that seems to be the case based on which 304A, that is causing death due to negligent act, has been invoked in this particular affair, and that seems to be the big section or important serious section that has been invoked in this particular affair, along with 3 sections of Railways Act, which again deals with negligent act or act of omission by the railway employees. So that seems to be the FIR that has been registered, and what we are being told is that as per the recommendation of the Central Bureau of Investigation will be taking over this particular particular FIR from GRP Cuttack, and what we are being told is that the special crime branch, that is a special crime one of the headquarters of CBI, will be investigating this particular case. The FIR has been registered and the team will be flying from Delhi to Odisha to take over this investigation. But like you mentioned, what will be the implication of CBI's investigation? Because CBI is a criminal investigating agency, but what can the agency do in this particular case? So what we are being told is that the agency is looking into whether there has been any kind of a criminal conspiracy or kind of a criminal act that resulted in this particular accident is something that the agency is trying to look into it. And this is not the first time CBI is probing a case of train accident. Even in the Gaisal train accident, even that was probed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and that's where the special crime team, which is an expert team when it comes to criminal investigation, that particular team will be probing this particular matter. Also, very importantly, what we are being told is that the Commission of Railway Safety, an independent body under the Ministry of Civil Aviation, which is looking into the technical aspect of this particular investigation, they will also be assisting the Central Bureau of Investigation. And what we are being told is that the agency is looking into all kind of angles, whether there has been some kind of a criminal act that resulted in this particular accident is something that the agency wants to investigate to get to the bottom of this case.
Right, interesting that you point out those details, that there will be multiple agencies which are looking into exactly what's happened, and the CBI may have a specific role in terms of finding that out. What about the opposition's letter as well, strongly worded letter from Mallikarjun Kharge to the Prime Minister?
Yeah, Veeragav, Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the Congress president, who is also a leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, has written a strong worded letter to the Prime Minister wherein he has raised 7 questions, mainly regarding the vacant post. Almost 3 lakh vacant posts is something that he has cited in his letter, and also he has highlighted the several red flags that have been pointed by the both Auditor General in his CAG report dated 2022, and also other issues that have been highlighted by even by railway employees, including the signal safety, is something that he has highlighted or he has underlined in this particular letter. Also, very importantly, he has again questioned what was the need for the Central Bureau of Investigation to be roped into in a case in a railway accident, because in 2016, when there was a Kanpur accident that led to the loss of almost 150 lives, that particular case was handed over to the National Investigating Agency, because at that particular point of time there was a terror angle that was also suspected in that particular case, and that's why NIA was roped in to look into the terror angle in this particular case. But right, NIA closed the matter, saying that there was no such terror angle in this particular case, and that's where Congress, as principal opposition party, is questioning the central government, saying that whether central government is trying to rope in CBI in order to divert this entire matter, because according to the Congress party, there seems to be some kind of a lapses on the part of railways, and that needs to be fixed. The accountability has to be fixed instead of diverting this issue through CBI, seems to be the allegation that the Congress party is leveling in this matter. Right.